A TikTok influencer by the name of Diana Namolinde, popularly known as Diana Skies, was found dead in her apartment in Kampala City, Uganda, on the 3rd of February 2026. It was determined that she had been murdered, strangled, allegedly raped, and also robbed. And recently, a funeral was held for her at her father's home, and the whole internet is going wild. How did this young 24-year-old beautiful influencer lose her life in one of the most tragic ways you could ever imagine for a woman? And during her funeral, people on the internet are focusing on her father's house, talking about why would she be living a good life while her father's house is looking like this? Why is she living in a 3 million naira rent a year apartment while her father's house was like this? Why didn't she renovate her father's house? This is what people are saying in the comment section. Diana Sky was a well-liked influencer with over 200,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram. She posted videos about lifestyle, fashion, and beauty. On the evening before her body was found, she had even posted videos, pictures, even chatted with friends about plans to meet up later in the week. However, the next day, on the 4th of February 2026, when she was not responding to phone calls, responding to text messages, her friends became worried and went to her house to visit her. They went to her apartment in Nicola's apartment in Quarter Zone, Kawempe Division in Kampala City, only to find a door unlocked, visibly showing that someone had gone inside or had gone out. And by the time they opened it, they saw the lifeless body of this 24-year-old influencer. Police officers from Kampala arrived at the scene, documented it, and recovered evidence. They also took statements from the friends and neighbors who found her, which helped them piece together what had happened in the hours leading to her death way before she was found. The detective noted that personal items were missing, and that suggested that robbery played a role in the killing. And upon looking at her body, they could tell she was assaulted, beaten, possibly raped, and strangled to her death. It became a question of who did it, who would have done it, and why did they do it? Was this an ex-boyfriend? Was this a jealous friend? Was this a stalker? Or was it just an unfortunate case of armed robbery? But one thing was for sure, she was targeted, because in the compound where she lives, she's not the only person in that apartment building. She had neighbors. There are other people who, by the time they heard that she was dead, they became surprised, they became shocked because they didn't hear her scream, they didn't hear any commotion, they didn't hear any fight. If this was a robbery, they would have heard gunshots. Other people in the compound would have also been robbed. They would have noticed. They had a security in that compound. So it seemed as though whoever came to attack this young lady beat her, killed her, and steal from her, trailed her, targeted her, and did it silently at a time where no one would have noticed. And suspiciously too, at the moment she herself could not raise her voice to shout for help. Which makes me believe that the moment they got access into her house, they killed her before proceeding to do other things. And luckily for the police, it did not take long before they found their very first suspect, because they noticed upon discovering Diana's body, the security man strangely was missing. And on Thursday, the very next day, the 5th of February, police arrested a security guard attached to the premises of the Nicola's apartment after they found him with a number of items that were later identified to belong to the late Diana Skies. The said security man was stopped near the northern bypass at Kisasi while trying to leave with 2 large suitcases and a laptop bag. And the contents in that laptop bag included a silver iPhone 17 Pro Max, a Samsung mobile phone, sunglasses, female handbags, a wristwatch, and other personal items police linked to all belonged to Diana. And the fact that these said security personnel had this item clearly indicated that he was connected to the murder case. He was clearly involved in some kind of robbery, because I don't know how much they pay security men in Kampala. Maybe they make millions, but I know if it's anything like we know, they may not be paid as much as to be able to afford an iPhone 17 Pro Max, along with a laptop, along with a Samsung, and then with handbags. Now, that looks like this security man got a very big paycheck, or he won a jackpot. Because if these items did not belong to Diana, it certainly doesn't belong to him. Eventually, this said security guy was grilled, questioned to explain how he got them, to get the receipt, and maybe also get the password. This is your phone, open it, let's see, give us the Face ID, put it on your face. But that didn't work because it wasn't his property. And when he knew the jig was up, he confessed and admitted to have taken these items from a specific apartment in the compound where he was stationed to secure. As at the time of making this video, the police are still looking for other suspects. 2 to 3 other people have been named as suspects too, along with this said security man. Maybe he was the one who named them, maybe he mentioned them. That is a very big possibility, because the only thing we know that this security man is saying that he saw the apartment open and took the items. And if that is the case, if for some reason he did not kill Diana or had no hands in the killing of Diana, for him to have these properties in his hand, if he claims he only went there to pick it, then he would have seen the girl's body, because the girl's body was in that house when her properties would have been stolen. So if he went there to pick these phones and these purse, to be honest, he did pick a lot. He did. This seems like he picked everything, if you ask me. I'm not going to lie to you. Now that the police have arrested 3 other people and they're in custody assisting the police with the investigation, when you look at the items found in the possession of this particular person, iPhone, wristwatch, Samsung, laptop bag, handbags. So let's assume there were 4 people who went to steal from this Diana and killed her. What did the other person pick? Because in as much as she's an influencer, I know she's not like a billionaire heiress or something. So this to me seems like this security man would have done it mostly all by himself, because the fact that he has too much of these items with him is either Diana has like 5 other mobile phones that have been split amongst the 3 suspects, or this man did the killing himself and took everything that he could for himself. Because I don't think he would want to go and commit such a crime with 3 other people and they will allow him to take all the goodies, everything that seems to be the most valuable. Quite unfortunate. Diana's body was taken to the Mulago City mortuary for post-mortem examination, which is standard in murder investigations to confirm the exact cause of her death. She was later buried on Friday, the 6th of February 2026, at her family home in Namayumba Kiampisi, Wakiso District, Uganda. And when videos of her funeral began circulating on the internet, it seemed as though the world turned on this young lady. When people saw the compound where her family supposedly lives, where her father lives, where she's been buried, her family compound, when people saw the houses, they started making comparison to the kind of life she lives. That how will a girl who lives such a flashy lifestyle that shows wealth, that shows influence, that shows class, that shows luxury, and yet her father or people in the village are living like the Flintstones? These are the comments in the comment section of videos of her funeral. Rather than people to focus on the story, on the tragedy, on how women can better more protect themselves, people are criticizing this young lady for not doing enough for her father, for not doing enough for her parents, for not building a house for them, for not changing the entire village, for not making it a whole new brand new city like Wakanda. This is such a ridiculous discourse going on right now on the internet over this young woman's funeral, over her father's compound. Most people are really pissed that she lived a good life and her father was living like that. Although there are people who are saying that she is not in a position to do that. She is trying to live her life and get herself to a very good position, to a better place in life where she can maybe comfortably be able to one day build the house. You all don't understand that this is a 24-year-old girl. This is not a man. This is a 24-year-old girl trying to do well in a city, trying to do well in an era, in a generation where everything is all about aesthetic. And I think the problem is most people are judging based on the things she posts. I don't know, but no offense, she's a very beautiful woman. However, I don't think influencing, social media influencing, pay as much as people think. It pays well to maybe afford your rent, feed yourself, get yourself a phone. I don't think it pays you enough to go and build a whole brand new house for your dad. I don't think it pays you enough to go and start breaking your dad's house to build a new one. And even if it does, she's 24. When did she start? For her to have just 200k followers and not even up to 1 million tells you that she's just starting. Why can't you people have grace a little bit? This is a young lady just starting life. She's not even married. She's just starting to get her things together and create a name for herself. And many people are in the comment section talking about she should have built a house for her dad. From which money? Did you give her money? When they talk, at the end of the day, one thing is even for certain. The fact that her family house looks like that, they are even in a better position than her. Because her father has a house. She doesn't. She's paying rent. She's a tenant. So that goes to show you, at the end of the day, it's still not equal. But we are so blinded by aesthetic, we are so blinded by luxury, that we think that young people trying to meet up in today's generation expectation is people living life to the fullest. That is not the case. It's just unfortunate seeing the comments in the videos of her funeral, having people talking about the kind of house that people should live. It just goes to show that people are jealous, hateful, and angry that she got to live a luxury life and they did not. Maybe when you reach your turn, go and build a house for your father. When you get your first paycheck, when the first money you get, use and go and build your father a new house. Since you love your father so much, go and build it, clean your whole village, and then build the whole Wakanda there, because people just be talking rubbish on this internet. A 24-year-old girl. Don't she have older brothers? Where are they? Why is she the one that will build the house? Because it's her pictures people are seeing online. Where are older ones? Why is the pressure on her to do it? It's unfortunate. The comments and her videos piss me off. I'm so pissed off. I can't even express myself how I feel regarding those comments. I wish I can speak to each and every one of those people one by one and let them shut the fuck up. This young lady just died. As a young woman, you see a story of your fellow young woman being killed in an apartment she's paying for. An apartment she's, trying to start her life in a city, trying to do well for herself. You see her get suspiciously killed by her security guard. Someone she pays security fee to protect her, kills and rob her. Rather than you to worry about yourself, you're out there talking about, she didn't build a house for her father. She didn't clean the compound. She should have built a mansion for her dad. Why would she be living in a luxurious apartment of 3 million naira a year? And yet, this is where her father lives? That is your concern? Sweetie, there's a killer on the loose. There are killers on the loose, killing young, successful women. Maybe it's poor people. It's the poor people that are talking. The poor women are the ones talking. The poor people are the ones saying these things. And that is why, because you're not worried that this could be you, because obviously nobody's coming to steal an iPhone 17 Pro Max and a Samsung from you because you're poor. That's why you can chastise her like that with your broke ass.